Hello all,
Okay.
welcome back to Career with Vasanth YouTube channel. My name is Vasanth. Today with me I have Prem Kumar. So this is a series of mock interview. As you know, this playlist is primarily dedicated for mock interview across various different experience level. So with me today I have Prem Kumar, whose experience is around 3.5 years. So as he requested, this particular session is primarily around basics of JavaScript and React.js. Okay, so we'll be asking some scenario based questions, some amount of the fundamental question, guess the output sort of questions. All of that I'll be asking in this particular session. Let's explore the whatever the knowledge of the Prem Kumar. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, Career with Vasanth, please subscribe. There's so much content there to front end career preparation and interview. And without wasting further time, let's get started. Prem Kumar, can you please introduce yourself so that we can get started?
Yeah. Hi, Vasan. Morning to everyone.
Yeah.
So I am working as a React developer in Dimensions based on Bangalore. So here we are working on a React-based mobile app where it is like one-stop solution for multiple data source. So you can introduce any data source to a single CRM, and then you can allow the user to consume data, and you can customize it uh, in a better way since it is a React. And
Wonderful, wonderful, Prem Kumar. So, which place you are from?
I'm from Namakkal, Tamil Nadu.
Wonderful. If
So
any
I'm
Tamil
currently
Tamil
living
audience
in.
are watching, please like and comment about the video. So Prem Kumar, you might be seeing like lot of social media applications, like whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Facebook Messenger, and lot of other applications, right? So whenever you open the app, so most of the apps show whether a user is online or not. Correct?
Yeah.
Can you please tell me if you have to build a feature like that, how like end to end? I'm not asking like just from the front end point, as you have almost 6 years of experience and 8 years of overall experience. Just tell me at a high level, how do you implement this feature just to show whether a user is online or not? I'll give a little overview. I'm presenting a whiteboard.
Okay.
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 See, let's say we have one particular thing called like you have a user one. Okay. So this is
Mm.
user one. Okay. So I am like
Okay.
chatting with like 10 different people. Okay. Now,
Okay.
whenever I open my mobile application or web application, all the 10 users, you need to show whether they are online or not. Correct? So let's say there's a green dot
Okay.
that
Yeah.
you will be showing whether they are online
Mm.
or not. Correct? Green for like let's say online
Mm.
and red if they are offline. Okay. So
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
me just for the sake of this one, let me say like this is online. Okay. And this guy is also online and here he is offline. Okay. So this particular guy is
Mm-hmm.
offline, first two are online. So let's say you have to implement this functionality, Prem Kumar. Okay. So now think like
Okay.
how you're gonna basically build this. See, because user
Okay.
can be online, offline anytime. You first you got a made an API call, got the data, that is wonderful. Eventually again user might change, right? Let's say you are online and you went offline. How do you update the
Mm.
screen?
Okay. So you want to update these green and red dots based on the my connection
Correct,
user
absolutely
status,
right.
right?
Yes, because we cannot show somebody online when they're not online. That is a false
Like,
implementation, correct? How do you go
like.
forward and implement this, Prem Kumar?
Okay, so I'll give it a try. Let's see how it goes. So upon in my initial login, I will fetch my list of connection whoever is there, and then
Okay.
the available states.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need to subscribe to my connections state change, like whether they are going offline or not.
Mm-hmm.
If they are logging out, I need to fetch that data, and then I need to update my relevant status here. I mean the relevant connection status here.
Sure, Prem Kumar. But there are a lot of intricacies to it, okay? You and audience, everybody who is watching, it's probably one of the most difficult tasks to show whether a particular user is online or not. It's very difficult task. If you observe WhatsApp, do not do that. There's not that
Mm.
very easy. And whatever you're saying, it's at a very high level, Prem Kumar. With your
Yeah.
experience, you need to like dig little deeper to understand like end-to-end implementation. Okay.
Okay.
So now in React, Prem Kumar, what are all the different types of application that you have built?
So I have built this mobile application which is to consume data based on a API, and then we allow the user to you
This is
know
fine. The
um,
current project is fine. Like other than that, any other type of projects like e-commerce, social media, any other applications framework that you have built?
okay. No, currently I'm working on app
Got it.
which is like a CRED app for Google Sheet. So I'm
Got it.
consuming data from Google Sheet. I'm building a app where the user can see the data, and then they can add or edit or delete. So I'm just
Sure.
currently working on this.
Sure, Prem Kumar. So, yeah, got it. So, Prem Kumar, like open a fresh tab on the Chrome, like nothing open, just that, and open the link that I shared in the chat section. So, I'm sharing again
Yes.
a snippet in the chat section, Prem Kumar. Okay. Copy the snippet,
Hmm.
put it in the editor. Okay. Don't run the snippet. Okay. Just copy paste. For audience who are watching, like you can also look at the snippet. And I'll ask the question. Like always, the best way to utilize this sort of mock interview would be like uh, you try to answer whenever I ask a question to the candidate here. You also consider yourself like a candidate, and whenever the candidate is answering, that time you pause the video and try to come up with the answer and match whether that video is the answer that you are giving is right or not. Also, at the end of the video, I usually disclose all the right answers to the given problem, so you can also validate there as well. So please watch the video till the end. Yeah, please copy paste,
Yeah.
Prem Kumar. Okay.
Yeah.
So Prem Kumar, my question would be,
Hmm.
if you click the increment button 3 times, what will be the output?
Okay. 0 + 1. It will be 1, because we are directly updating the state without considering its previous value. So it will set to 1, and the count will always take 1 from 0.
Prem Kumar, what was my question?
If you click the button 3 times, what is the value of count, right?
Did I ask what is the value of count if I click 3 times?
Oh, maybe I was a bit. Can
So
you repeat again? Maybe.
if you click the increment 3 times, what is that
Mhm.
will be rendered on the screen below the increment button?
It will return odd. It will render the odd component.
Yeah, I think you have to export the tab component because of which you're getting an error. Okay, let us click it
Yeah.
3 times. Got it. It's a very simple question, correct? So
Yeah.
where do
Yeah.
you just tell me how it is displaying odd?
Okay. So here on click, each time we are setting the count, and we are incrementing the count by 1.
Hmm.
So 1 modulus 2, I mean anything modulus, any odd number modulus 2 will return 1. So it will render the odd component.
Correct. Absolutely. Okay. So line number 4, you have a use state, right, Prem Kumar?
Yes.
So what is use state?
Yeah. So usestate is a hook provided by React, where we can manage the state. It has two parameters. Two uh, values. One is the state value, and the other is a set state function.
Hmm.
So this is like a variable which you can render inside any JSX, or you can use in any computation.
Hmm.
And any value or any update to this state variable should be done using the set state function.
Correct.
And we cannot directly modify this. Yeah.
Sure. So I'll also share a simple JavaScript code snippet with you. Okay. And can you zoom in? Can you press Control plus? Tell me what will be
Okay.
the output.
So function create.
Audience who are
So,
watching, please you also look at the snippet and try to guess the exact output for this.
so we'll get John as the output.
Okay. Please run the code. Top left, you see run, right? Can you click on run? Yeah, sure. Please explain
Yeah.
me, Prem, what is happening behind the scenes.
Yeah. So upon execution, we encountering a function called here. So this
Hmm.
executes create person, and it has two parameters, name and age. And
Hmm.
here we are returning an object as a value.
Hmm.
Again, inside the object, we have two keys which is holding a function.
Correct.
And here what we are doing, here what we'll get this entire object.
Hmm.
And here since the object has two functions, we are calling one of them, which is get name.
Hmm.
And get name is trying to return name, which
Hmm.
we have passed here when the function is getting executed. So it
Hmm.
is returning.
Which famous JavaScript concept that it relates to, Prem?
So this is closure,
Correct.
where yeah,
Please
it
tell me.
holds the lexical scope even after this execution. So upon execution of this statement, right, the memory whatever assigned to this variable will be cleared ideally. But since it has the function definitions here, this holds the lexical scope of the variable whatever it is uh, entitled to. So here we are calling the function and it is trying to get the name from its lexical scope and then it is printing.
Okay. See, I'll just summarize, Prem. So even after
Okay.
a function has returned some value, a function has returned a
Mhm.
function, even the function that is returned, still it will have access to its parent scope, correct?
Correct.
Looking at it, Prem Kumar, this is a simple example which I also aware. Looking at it, you
Mhm.
tell me, what is the disadvantage of having a closure in JavaScript? Audience also can think this. What is the disadvantage if you look at this example?
Yeah, the main disadvantage of closure is the memory leak
Hmm.
because it consumes more memory. This is a simple function and we don't have any challenge with that. But as it grows more and more, all the lexical scope will be remaining in the memory, which consumes more space for each and every variable or function.
Yeah, to an extent, that is correct. The memory, we have to allocate more memory, like as every inner function need to have an access to the lexical scope. That is one.
Mhm.
Anything else that comes to your mind, Prem Kumar?
No, not at the moment.
I'll tell
You
the
can tell.
I'll tell probably what is the problem. You try to build on that. Like, how do you
Okay.
think will it add any problem to the garbage collection of the JavaScript, clearing the memory?
Sorry,
Have you
what
heard
you're
the term
telling?
garbage collection?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So having a closure, will it have any effect on the garbage collection?
It will not be garbage collector, right? Because it remains in the lexical. All the
No, that's my
lexical scope
question.
remains.
So you feel like closure is having any problem or any effect on the garbage collection of the JavaScript?
The memory, whatever it is getting allocated to these variables, right, or function, it will not be cleared upon execute upon its completion in the call stack because it still remains in the JavaScript memory. So it will not be garbage collected whatever the lexical scope is available here.
Correct.
So the
So what is
memory
your
keeps.
recommendation? Should we be using more closure or like less closure given a project?
Okay. So it depends on the case. Like if at all we, if the use of closure is going to reduce the uh, definition whatever you're going to write, or if it is enhancing the reusability, we can go with closure, or else we can go with normal.
So you recommend like not necessarily there is no hard or fast rule if only needed like use closure is what you're saying, Prem Kumar. Correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sure. Be a little louder. Yeah. Can you can close this?
Okay.
Can you go back to the React editor? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, can you give me an example for use memo hook? You can little bit zoom in here as well. Can you do Control plus and start? You can remove this code. Okay. And I need an
Okay.
example for use memo hook.
Okay. So use memo is basically memo is the result of any function whatever it is returning, and it re-executes the function only if there is any change in the dependency whatever we are passing. It's
Okay.
similar to use effect where it takes a dependency. So upon change in dependency, it will re-execute the function and it will give the value. If there is no change in the dependency value, it will give the value from whatever it is stored.
Sure. Give me an
So
example.
this way we are reducing.
Sure,
Sorry.
Prem Kumar. Write an example. I want an example for it. You can remove all
Okay.
of the function, even component, odd component. You can remove all of that and write an example
Mhm.
for use memo. Yeah.
Just a moment. I couldn't get anything immediately as example.
You're not able to come to an account like come with an example, is it?
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't get instantly.
Sure. You know how to write an example for use callback hook?
Yeah, I know about both of them, but I couldn't collect any examples now. So use callbacks is similar to use memo where it stores the definition of the function and it re-renders re-executes the function only if there is any change in dependency.
Got it. So yeah, I got it. So other than use state and use effect, for which other hook you can write an example?
Uh, so use effect, which we all know, and I have used custom hooks as well.
Okay.
And
Which custom hook?
So I have written a custom hook as part of the personal project what I'm doing. So there I used a custom hook where all the data fetching is handled inside the custom hook, and I'm just calling the function here. So all the data fetching concepts, the code will not be, you know, in the main component. It will be part of the custom hook.
Okay. I'll
So
give
it
you
provides
seven
a clean
minutes.
way of writing.
I'll give you 7 minutes, Prem Kumar. Okay. Can you write
Okay.
a simple hook within this page itself, app.js, to increment and decrement a counter? So custom hook that returns two methods, increment counter, decrement counter, and the current count value, where you render the count value in the app component. Very simple. Plain custom hook. Can you do that?
Okay. I'll try.
So we're almost done with the time, Prem. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've done a small mistake. Like in line number 17, set count is actually yes is small. Set count.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Fine, I'll figure it out. That's fine.
No, it's not fine. Why it's coming NaN?
Yeah. So because it should be number, but why it is coming as string. Let me just speak to that also.
And don't need to log. You just think. Why do you think NaN is coming?
Because it might be getting as a string. So string it's,
How previous
or
value will be
undefined.
string?
Okay. So here previous is what I'm trying to get. So it should not be there.
Where is previous? You cannot do this.
Sorry. Because I accidentally used that like argument, right? So previous is undefined.
Sure.
Fine. Yeah.
You can stop sharing, Prem.
Okay.
See, Prem, I'm done from my end. The biggest problem that I face, Prem Kumar, is comprehending skills. So comprehending skill is one of the most underrated interview skill where you need to understand the question at the earliest. Interviewers do
Hmm.
not like to repeat the question multiple times. It's not because they don't want to
Okay.
repeat, because if they're repeating the question multiple times, they're thinking you're not able to understand the question itself. Correct? So
Correct.
work on
Yeah.
it, like where you need to understand the question at the earliest frame. Okay, that's one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
second,
Sure.
it just goes another skill called listening skills also. Like where you have to listen, you should not hurry in acting. You should to understand the things carefully before you start basically working. Okay. Another small thing, it's not like a very major thing, is on the communication skills. Especially whenever like you're let's say you start applying for a bigger companies, right? Your English communication skills matter a lot. Doesn't mean people who cannot speak very fluently are less intelligent, but that's how the industry is right now. So to work on these things and technology, whatever you told. Let's say the same simple counter example I asked, correct? So the problem with you and most people who take this as simple examples, right? You do not ask obvious questions. So I ask you to increment and decrement counter. How long it you keep doing? Did you ask me what is the extreme limit of this or what is the least limit of it? You did not ask.
No.
You got my point, no?
I had a thought like if it is going negative, what should do
Yes.
be
So
done, but
ask obvious questions before you start doing, because now your program will break. There's because there's a limit
correct.
on the a particular data type, right? Whenever it crosses that, what will happen? Is it acceptable or not? Whenever a simple question is asked in the interview, be prepared like it's a trap. Try to ask as much questions as possible around that so that you are trying to answer all of the questions, around that frame. Okay. That's all
Okay.
the
Yeah.
feedback from my end, Prem. Just before we close, you have any last questions or comments?
Yeah. It's really good. Like, so it starts like a simple thing, but given the moment, you need to act correctly. So
Exactly.
score is attending, most of them will be knowing the answer, but
Yes.
because as you told, I was running for the answers. It
Yes.
was like a race. Since you told, I was the moment you start
Exactly.
telling, I started coding back in the back end, and then I started. So
Exactly.
probably I need to wait a moment, and then it
Correct.
comes in the question, ask the doubts, get clarified, and then.
Sure, sure, Prem. Yeah, thanks, Prem, for your feedback. And I think audience also like the video. If you like the video, please like the video, comment whatever you felt honestly, share with your friends if you really like this. Is it worth a mock interview that somebody else can also look into? And very importantly, like most of the questions that I asked to the Prem has given the right answers, despite like some minor feedback that I gave. Only one question was on the how to show users online or not. That probably I'll make an extension to this video and explain how we'll do. Rest of the questions are answered. But if you still think some questions need to be answered, please add it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions as well. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next video. Bye. Hello all, this is a small extension to the video that I've already recorded with Prem, where most of the questions that I asked with the Prem, he has answered properly. The first question that I asked, which is on a scenario-based question, right? So that question I'm going to answer in this particular video, okay? Just for a better understanding, I'm going to present a whiteboard, okay? Where the question, I think if you all remember, how basically we will show whether the user is online or not in a chatting or any other real-time communication sort of a systems, okay? Like at all, let's say this is your chat screen where you have like multiple users. So you need to show whether that particular user is online or not, correct? So whenever a user is online, you will be showing a green dot, correct? So whenever a user is offline, basically you will be showing a red dot, okay? So this is what the expectation. So it looks very simple problem. Look, what you do is basically you make an API call. Let's say there is a client and there is a server, correct? So let's say there is a client and there is a server. So first clients makes an API call, okay? And server checks basically in the list of all the people, whoever that user is chatting, whether that all the users, whatever their current status is, whether they're online or not. Actually, this task is very difficult, whether to how to identify whether a particular user is online or not. But I'm not going to get into that details now. And let's just stick to the from the client or the front end point of view. So now you know whether each user is online or not. So with that, you are going to render this particular status. And next, after that, also you need to know whether a particular user is online or not. Because let's say I'm chatting with you. After a point, like I went offline, I killed the app, or basically I closed the browser. Now I'm no longer online. But how does how do you get to know whether I'm online or not? Correct. For that, you need to make an API call to server to get the details. Correct. So the problem here is like how often to make an API call. Like, because there is any chance, any time a user can go offline or user can come online. Correct. So the ideal way, there is no ideal solution basically to this. Let's explore some of the options very quickly. So one would be actually polling, okay, where client periodically makes a call. Let's say like every 1 minute, clients makes an API call and server sends the list of whoever is online, whoever is offline. Okay. So this, as most know, this is basically a polling. Okay. This is a polling approach where basically we will just ask the server to give the data. So this is a polling approach, and a couple more approaches. As you know, like one would be a server sent event. Okay. Another one would be like sockets. Okay. I don't recommend using sockets because showing online or offline is not that critical information where you need to establish a connection with the backend and seek asking for an update. Right? So sockets are not necessary. You can use something between the polling as well as on the server sent events. But if I were to implement this, I would definitely go with a polling approach where polling will have a reasonable duration, which is configurable. Like for example, I've marked it as 1 minute. It will not be hard coded 1 minute. So I'll be fetching a value from server depending on how often I need to refetch the data. I'll be refetching that often actually. That would be according to me a right approach. If you think any other right approach to solve this problem is there, then please let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions in the comment section. And regarding another question that I asked for the right hook to create increment and decrement, if you go to my YouTube page, the landing video is actually on ReactJS, complete ReactJS tutorial. There I've explained it very much in depth. You can refer that. Coding snippets, whatever I shared with Prem, he has answered all of them correctly. So whatever he told, that is the answer. Okay. And if you want the snippet that I shared on the in the video, basically I'm writing a new book. So by the time you're watching the video, if the book is live, I'm going to put the link in the description section. You can go ahead and download the book and you will be able to get access to all those questions. Like there are more than 250 such coding snippets question in the book. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed to my channel Career with Vasanth, please subscribe, like the video, comment whatever you felt honestly, share with your friends. Thank you so much.